If you were to ask most people, when was the last invasion of mainland Britain? Most people would say the Battle of Hastings, 1066. However, this was the last successful invasion of mainland Britain. Many people do not know of the true last attempt at invading Britain. This happened between February 22nd and February 25th, 1797. The successful defeat of an invading force from France was down to a housewife from Fishguard and a hastily assembled militia. In 1797, Napoleon Bonaparte was conquering in Central Europe. In his absence, the newly formed French revolutionary government, the Directory, appears to have devised a cunning plan which involved invading Britain, assuming that the poor country folk would flock to the aid of the new French liberators. Led by Irish-American Colonel William Tate, the French invasion force, comprising some 1,400 troops, set sail from Camaret on February 18, 1797. As Napoleon had apparently reserved the cream of the Republican army for duties elsewhere in Europe, Colonel Tate's force comprised of a poorly assembled collection of soldiers, including many new-released jailbirds. Tate's orders were to land near Bristol, England's second largest city at the time, and destroy it. Then he would cross over into Wales and march north onto Chester and Liverpool. From the outset, the plan was doomed. Wind conditions made it impossible for the 4 French warships to land anywhere near Bristol, so Tate changed course and headed for Cardigan Bay in southwest Wales. On Wednesday, February 22nd, the French warships sailed into Fishguard Bay, only to be greeted by cannon fire from the local fort. Unbeknown to the French, the cannon was being fired as an alarm to the local townsfolk. Nervously, the ships withdrew and sailed on until they reached Goodwick Beach near the village of Llanunda. Men, arms and gunpowder were unloaded, and by 2 a.m. on the morning of February 23rd, the last invasion was complete. The ships returned to France, with a special dispatch being sent to the Directory in Paris, informing them of the successful landing. After landing, the French invasion force appeared to have run out of enthusiasm. Perhaps as a result of years of prison rations, they seemed to have become more interested in the rich food and wine the locals had recently removed from a grounded Portuguese ship. After a looting spree, many of the invaders were too drunk to fight, and within 2 days the invasion had collapsed. Tate's force surrendered to a local militia force led by Lord Cawdor on February 25, 1797. Under the surrender agreement drawn up by Tate's officers, he referred to the British coming at them with troops of the line to the number of several thousand. No such troops were ever anywhere near Fishguard. It's thought that, being drunk, the invading force saw the local Welsh women lined up in the distance in the traditional red Welsh costume, who had come to watch the fighting from afar and had mistaken them for an army of British redcoats. During their 2 days on British soil, the French soldiers must have been shaking in their boots at the mention of the name Jemima Vawr. A 47-year-old cobbler's wife from Fishguard, Jemima Nichols, when she had heard of the invasion, marched out to Llanunda with a pitchfork in hand, rounded up 12 French soldiers single-handedly, and then marched them back to the village and locked them inside St. Mary's Church. And it is thanks to a hastily assembled militia, a cobbler's wife with a bad temper, and some bad luck that the French invasion of Britain never happened.